Well, some of you are gonna be mad at me, but I sold my built STI for a Toyota Tacoma, and I don't regret it. So I've been overdue for a truck for a while, and in order for me to get a truck, I needed to get rid of a vehicle, mainly because I just don't have the space to keep buying vehicles and keep putting them in all these random spots. So in order for me to get something, I had to sell something, which unfortunately was the 07 STI. I know some of you guys are gonna be mad at me for selling the 07 STI. We've talked about this in the past of getting cars, building them, selling them off, and getting something else. But this time I didn't necessarily sell it just to buy another car. I had a truck. I needed a truck. You see, I've been long overdue for a truck. I try to keep my personal life stuff out of the YouTube stuff as much as possible, but for you guys to get a full picture and understand kind of why I made the decision to sell the 07 STI and get the truck, let me explain real quick. So when I quit my job originally and I decided to make videos, build cars for other people, build engines, and kind of set out on my own path, I sold my house, quit my job, and we've been renting from my best friend, Matt. Matt, if you see this, I appreciate you supporting us over the years and whatnot, but our time has finally come to spread our wings and fly away. And that's what we're gonna be doing. And Melanie and I are moving, so we needed a truck. We figured, why rent a truck when we could buy a truck? I'm already overdue for a truck. I haul fuel, I move engines. It can still tow cars. Our heaviest car is 3,600 pounds, plus a trailer being on average around 1,900 pounds. This thing will still tow it. Plus, I'm already looking at superchargers for it, which should make towing a little bit easier, right? Then I know some of you guys are gonna be thinking, why not sell the 911 Turbo? Why not sell the RX-7? Why'd you sell the Subaru? Well, to be honest, I don't wanna sell them. And my 911 is kind of like my gateway car for me. I've learned how to build Subarus. I can build Subarus with my eyes closed at this point. I do them for customers all the time. The 911 Turbo that I have is a gateway. I call it a gateway car. It's how my 2017 STI was to me. That car will undergo a very extensive procedure of me building an engine for it, doing a whole bunch of upgrades to it, and learning how to build Porsche engines so I can expand my knowledge to provide that service to customers in the future. The RX-7 is a car that I personally absolutely love, and I don't want to get rid of that car, and obviously the 17 STI I'm not going to get rid of. Now, I did ensure that the 07 STI went to a good home. The gentleman who bought it also has a 1,000 horsepower 05 STI. He has a 2021 STI, and he just picked up my 07 STI, so I know it's not going to go somewhere where the car is going to get abused, blow up, die a horrid and sad death. So I made sure it went to a good home. I will say I will genuinely miss that car. I did not want to sell it. It was a difficult decision for me to make the decision to sell it, but like I said, I'm at the point in life where I need a truck. After going to the track last weekend, having a truck to be able to tow the cars to the track and back is a lot less stressful than driving the car there, beating the absolute hell out of it, and then having to worry about something happening at the track and trying to drive the cars back. And that's where our new 2017 Toyota Tacoma TRD off-road comes in. And I know some of you guys are thinking, why would you buy a Toyota Tacoma as a tow rig? Well, I didn't just buy this car as a tow truck, tow rig, whatever you want to call it. I wanted a truck that was not huge in size. I wanted one that would still be fun, very modification friendly, and I want to kind of get into overlanding. I've seen a lot of people doing it. It looks fun. I've done it with friends in the past, and I've always wanted to do it. I've just never had the opportunity to do so because I just kept going from car to car to car to car. And since picking up the Toyota, I have honestly absolutely been loving this thing. It's comfortable. It's very Subaru. I know Toyota has a huge controlling interest in Subaru, but the Tacoma is very similar in how it operates compared over to the Subaru stuff. Like the turn stocks, a lot of it's the same. It's very odd. Now don't worry, my Subaru friends, I'm not abandoning Subarus entirely. I still have my two-door coupe that we're gonna be starting on after the RX-7. The RX-7 is gonna be going to SEMA this year, and I wanna get that car up to snuff at 100%. I wanna be able to just get that car done and enjoy it. It's gonna be more like my show. It's gonna be like a 700 horsepower show car. That's the end goal for the RX-7. And then at that point, I'll probably bring my two-door coupe out. Like I said, as much as I love the 07 STI, I needed a truck, and I've needed a truck for a long time. So the decision to sell the 07, while it wasn't necessarily a super easy one, it was a necessary one that I needed to make. But let me show you the truck. This is our 2017 Toyota Tacoma TRD off-road. I did want the TRD off-road equivalent, and it has the tow package because I wanted to make sure, but I'm pretty sure all the V6s have the tow package. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's what I saw online. Now, what I've seen online so far from Instagram is a lot of you guys are actually Tacoma owners already, or you have been in the past, or some of you guys are looking to make the jump to one of these as well. And to be honest, I am absolutely in love with this thing. I didn't think I'd actually like a truck so much. But we have already been getting use out of this truck. Like I mentioned, Melanie and I are already moving. We are staying on the west side of Washington for right now, up until we get a little bit more stable for where we're at in life. Then we're gonna make the move over to Spokane. But in the meantime, I've been using the hell out of this thing. To answer your next question, am I gonna modify this thing? 100% hell yes we are. I've already been looking at superchargers for it. I'm looking at like off-roading stuff for it. I wanna go overlanding, and this seems like a very viable option. A lot of people overland in these cars, and then they also use them in the city as daily drivers, and I think this is like the perfect mix of both. That's also where I've been for the past week. I haven't been uploading because we signed on our new place to live. We've been moving everything over. We got the truck, and it's just been, I sold the 07. It's just been insanely hectic. We're working on getting settled in right now though. Interior wise though, this thing is comfy as all hell. We do have crawl mode and MTS mode. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what MTS mode is, but we do have crawl mode, which is kind of cool. I was playing with it earlier. I can drive off the road. That's the first time I've done that. That's fucking cool. That's fun. This is the first truck I've ever owned. The biggest thing I've had aside from this is like a 2006 Forester. Wasn't even a turbo model, just a base Forester. So it's been taking me a little getting used to learn to drive a truck. And I felt like this was a good size for somebody, for someone who's getting their first truck, because anything bigger than this, I test drove a couple Tundras and whatnot, and they just felt like I was driving like a tank or a bus. They just felt big. When I was in the Army, I used to drive Humvees around, and though, dude, I ran into so many things. Daddy government, if you ever see this, if there's a Humvee somewhere in the Middle East with a missing mirror on it, I ran into a T-wall. I'm so excited for this thing. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions on like brands for modifications and whatnot. I think I want to lift it a little bit more. We're obviously going to do some different wheels and tires on this thing. I would like to outfit it with some off-roading stuff, and I want to go overlanding. I feel like it would be such a fun thing to be able to go out and do. You don't have to go to a track. We have mountains like right over there, so we just got to drive up into the mountains and go have fun with it, and we can do that whenever we want. Like, can I just be honest with you guys for a minute and just be like person to person? If you look at the channel historically, if you're new here, a lot of the build videos we've done in the past, a lot of all the content mainly is all Subaru stuff. And as much as I love Subarus deep down, and I always will, and I'll always come back to them because that's just who I am and that's just what I do. I will never get rid of my 17 STI. I still have my two-door GM6 that's, I almost said rotting away. It's not rotting away. It's in another unit that I have. That's just sitting over there collecting dust that we're gonna start on later on, but it's become so repetitive with the EJ stuff, and I don't know if you guys, I know some people have seen it in the repetitiveness and they've told me it's repetitive, and I agree. And then for the longest time I've just felt trapped inside of this like little Subaru niche only on YouTube, and I want to get out of that. And it's easier to do the Subaru videos from my perspective because the algorithm always pushes the Subaru videos out to you guys more, and if you look back at it, obviously they get more views than like the RX-7 stuff or anything else that I've done historically. But I want to break out of that little niche, and with the Tacoma here, I'm very excited for it. The RX-7, it's just about passion. You got to build what you're passionate about, and for me, I want to venture out into new things. Like, I'll always continue to do the Subaru stuff, and I'll always go back to the Subaru stuff because that's just who I am. And I'll always do those builds for customers because I want to see people get their dream builds come true and enjoy their cars. And I see so many shady shops out there that just rip people off all the time. But it's just, I want to break out of this little like bubble that I'm in, if that makes sense for you guys. And I don't know, this feels really personal. I don't know why this feels like super personal and wrong to tell you guys, but I just want to be honest. Like, can we just be honest? It got very bright very quickly, didn't it? The sun's like right in my eyes. Back to the truck though. I believe whoever had the truck before me did modify it, and they kind of put it back to stock. I don't know if these are factory shocks or not. They look like Bilsteins. I don't know if Toyota went Bilstein from the factory. In the back, we've got some of these like RC board things. I'm assuming that's just to be able to like mount stuff in here. We have like the sliding tie downs. I don't know if those are factory or not either, but aside from that, everything else is pretty stock. It also, the TPMS sensors don't work. I'm assuming they're not even in there, and they were in the other set of wheels and tires that the prior owner had. Apparently the truck did get new rear brakes. They do look like drums in the back and discs in the front, so I would like to try to convert the rears to discs if possible. But dude, I'm absolutely loving this thing. Let's go swing back over to the shop. Dude, it's push button. This thing's fancy, man. I did opt for the automatic. I know some of you guys are gonna be like, why'd you get the auto? To be honest, having a daily that's an auto is a release parking brake. I I gotta fix it. I gotta tighten that thing. Having a daily that is in auto is just kind of nice, man. The big ass boulder right there. I gotta watch the boulder. Go up and around this stuff. Dude, it's just so weird. I don't have to stay on the pavement. And we're off. Why is Dave blocking my unit with a shit box? So I did decide to keep the white Reg Masters off the 07 STI and toss them on the 17. It's just, I don't want to get rid of these wheels, man. The Reg Masters are so hard to come by now compared to the Work Emotions and plus they just look so much better on this car with this color. So I did decide to keep those. I do think that we lifted the head and kind of compromised the head gasket on this car. So in an upcoming video, we'll test it. We'll see if it actually has head gasket failure. I did buy one of those little tester guys that we end up putting on the radiator cap up there with the fluid. So we'll see what happens on that. But for now, this thing's just gonna kind of chill for the next couple of days. We are also getting parts back from the powder coater for the RX-7. So I have a lot more to drop off, but we got our front subframe back. Everything's looking absolutely beautiful on this. Dude, everything's just gonna look brand new on this car. I am so incredibly hyped. But anyways, truck stuff. I've recently learned that you can actually tune these trucks. And you guys already know, you guys know me. I'm gonna make the truck go faster, and I also want to do a whole bunch of overlanding mods to it. I think the way to do it is just look up some like basic good mods to start throwing on the truck, and then we start from there. Go take it out into the mountains, especially with springtime right now and the weather's getting better. It's the perfect time for it. Now, like I said, I know some of you guys are gonna be sad about the 07, and it makes me sad too, but to be honest, at this phase of life, I'm ready to start trying other stuff. We can always, the clapped out GD chassis on Facebook Marketplace are a dime a dozen. We can always scoop another one. Like I said, I'm never getting rid of the 17 STI, and I still have the 2-door coupe, so it's not the end of the world. I'm excited for it though. I just don't want you guys to be mad at me. I always feel guilty. It's weird, like I shouldn't feel guilty about it, but I always feel guilty when I get rid of a car. And I didn't make it very public when I got rid of the car either. I just put it up on Facebook Marketplace. It sold within 24 hours and we were on our way with it. I shouldn't feel guilty, but I always do for some reason. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys on this one. I need to get back to moving because we're trying to wrap up moving today, ideally, if we can, so that way I can just get back to a normal work schedule again. So with that, that's all I got for you guys on this one. If you're excited for a Tacoma build, let me know down below. Let me know also what mods you guys suggest for this thing, and some good places to start with it. Like I said, I'm already looking at like a supercharger or a pro charger for it, because I will say it could probably use a little bit more power and a little bit of boost. Never hurt anyone, right? I also don't know how strong these V6 engines are, so we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out at a later point. But if you guys like the video, that's all I got for you guys on this one. I hope you guys understand why I got rid of the 07 for the truck. I have a feeling a handful of you guys will understand and resonate with me that sometimes in life you need to do what's best and just kind of troop through it. For me and the lady right now, the best thing for us is to finally just get a truck. We can tow the cars, we can move stuff around. We actually have a usable vehicle where we don't have to always consistently keep throwing like E85 in it or all this, you guys know what I mean. But anyways, with that, that's all I got for you guys on this one. If you like the video, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit that like button, turn it black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver, cyan, whatever color turns for you. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to be able to put it in one of these corners, no idea which one quite yet, but with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies.